Okay, hello everyone. Today's topic is how Frito-Lay's, the company behind brands like Lay's and Doritos and Cheetos, is entering the metaverse. And there's some exciting news coming out, but I'm joined today by Stacy Taffet, the Senior Vice President for Marketing at Frito-Lay. So welcome, Stacy.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, no, this is exciting, and I would love to learn more about how you see the metaverse, the potential you're seeing for the brands in your business. Maybe before we go into this, where are you joining us from today?
I am in Plano, Texas.
Excellent. Very good. So, what is the metaverse for you? How when because there's so many different interpretations of the metaverse, it would be really good to get your take on it.
Yeah, I think the metaverse is so exciting because it allows us to bring immersive experiences to people that maybe wouldn't be able to see them otherwise, right? So from a brand point of view, we activate at events, and we bring experiences to people that not everyone can always be at. Being able to bring a much more immersive, holistic experience to the digital environment will allow us to reach more people and do more of that type of activation without being constrained by a physical environment. So I think that is just a massive opportunity, and we can't wait to get started and learn, and try some things out.
So for you, the metaverse is a more immersive
Yeah.
next generation internet?
Yeah, I mean, I think about it as a place where um, where people can build communities and networks and have things that have value and connect with each other and with brands and with passion points at a next level from what they may have been able to do before. So we've obviously seen the growth in digital and online communities, but now taking that to the next level where you're really building an identity and interacting in a way that's much closer to the way that we interact in real life. I think that's where the opportunity is and the exciting part.
Yeah, I agree. So for me, the metaverse is just an evolution towards a more immersive,
Yeah,
more 3D
yeah,
internet, where we can use augmented and virtual reality, but even we don't need some of this. We can just leverage existing 2D virtual worlds that exist today
exactly.
to create those communities. So you see that similar.
Yes, very similar. An opportunity to really, um, you know, mesh sort of the passion points and the experiences that we have, outside the digital world, and start to bring that inside the digital world. Again, an opportunity to access for more people to have access to some of those experiences.
Very good. So where do you see the metaverse going? What's your vision for it? What will it look like in your mind in 10 years time?
I wish I knew. I'm not sure anybody knows. So I think what I think is, where it's going to evolve is this real meshing. I'm sure everybody's talking about the term phygital, which I feel like I mess up every time I say it. But the combination of your life in the real world and a life in the metaverse, in the digital world. I think, at scale in 10 years, people are going to have that. They're going to move seamlessly between their two worlds, and they're going to have their network and their community and their passions that are able to flow between those two worlds. So that's where I think it's going. But I honestly, I really don't know. And what I think is exciting about the space we're in now and the opportunity we have now is we can learn, we can get feedback. I know we're going to talk about Cheetos, which is our first brand that's going to go into this world. We want to try some things. We want to listen to our fans and our community and see what they want from our brand. And as more brands and more companies do this, that will, I think, evolve what the experience is going to look like over time. But I think it's a really exciting thought that we'll be able to have our lives be much more integrated with our digital personas and our experiences online.
Yeah, I agree, and no one knows where this is all going, but I think we can predict where things are going. It will become
Yeah.
more immersive. I think technology like augmented reality, virtual reality would play a bigger role in accessing the metaverse in the future. And you're absolutely right. I think it's really important for brands to tip their toes in the water and to play around with this and experiment and learn and build this really important skill base and get some feedback. So tell us a little bit about this new Cheetos experience that you're launching in the metaverse.
Yeah. So Cheetos has a very young, passionate fan base. They love seeing new, innovative things from the brand, whether those are flavors or content or first of its kind technology that we bring forward in our experiences. So we knew that Cheetos was going to be a brand that led, and that we wanted to get into the metaverse first from our portfolio. Um, the brand is actually, what the brand is about is kind of bringing this playful mischief to life. So every time you interact with Cheetos, the Cheetle on your fingers, there's a bit of, this sort of playful mischief that people talk about that unites the community. And so when we thought about when to enter the metaverse, we thought a really fun time would be Halloween, because it allows us to bring the spirit of the brand to life in a way that will add value in the metaverse environment. So we're doing that, and we're introducing in Meta Horizon world a place called Chesterville. And Chesterville is an open platform inspired by a suburban experience during Halloween, where people can enter this. It feels like sort of a neighborhood. You enter the neighborhood, you can roam around and experience it. You can interact with other people. And then you can also play a game where you're able to use these I'm trying to think of the right word. These I'm sorry. Cheetos mischief makers. I had to make sure I called them the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mischief makers, where you can you use these in the environment, and you earn points where you can then vote to bring a flavor back from the dead. So one of the things that people really love about Cheetos, and really tell us about, is how they miss certain flavors that we used to have and that are no longer available. So we have a graveyard of those flavors. You earn points as you interact and use your Cheetos mischief makers, which I can talk more about. And then you have an opportunity to vote, and we will bring one of those flavors back from the dead.
Yeah, very cool. So why did you pick Meta Horizon as your platform for this?
Yeah.
Because there's so many other platforms like Decentraland and Roblox and Sandbox
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And, we've certainly been looking, and across the portfolio, we're kind of exploring a lot of different ways, but Meta has been a really great partner for us here, across a lot of different platforms. And so, they've really leaned in with us to make sure that we wanted to create a really great experience that was worthy of a Cheetos experience that we would bring in real life. And we got a lot of confidence that we would be able to do that with Meta as a partner.
Very good. So what sort of flavors can the mischief makers bring back?
Yeah, so we have Flamin' Hot Chipotle Ranch, Cheetos Flamin' Hot Chipotle Ranch, Cheetos Nashville Hot, or Cheetos Flamin' Hot Pepper Puffs. So those are going to be the three that people can vote on.
Very cool. So where do you see this going then? This is obviously now a Halloween themed experience. Where is this going? What's coming next?
Yeah, this is part of the test and learn. So we think Chesterville will live on, and we'll be able to bring different experiences based on the season we're in, the part of culture we want to activate in, but setting it in this place where people know to come back to, and they'll be able to have a Cheetos experience. That's the goal. And we're gonna learn, and we're gonna talk to the community and the fans about what's working, what they love. how is this idea of using the metaverse to bring back a flavor or do something in the real world? How is that working? And then we'll build out from there. And we'll also learn how our other brands are going to be able to activate in this space as well.
So Chesterville is Frito-Lay's place in the metaverse for
Well,
now?
Chesterville is Cheetos' place.
Okay,
So
Cheetos.
so Cheetos place. So we're still exploring ways that our other brands are going to come to life. But you can expect that you'll see Doritos and Lay's and many of our other brands enter. We'll need to find the right time and the right type of experience for those brands. Halloween and Chesterville, and that's right for Cheetos, but it's not right for every brand.
So what can people expect from Chesterville? What will it look like, and what do you do in there?
Yeah, so it looks like, imagine just your sort of typical neighborhood at Halloween. So lots of Halloween decorations, and people can interact, and then they'll come across these mischief makers that they can interact and play with. So one of them is a Cheetos Mac-o'-lantern, and that's a jack-o'-lantern that when you smash it, Cheetos mac and cheese oozes out, and you can sort of stick other players in the mac and cheese from the Mac-o'-lantern. We're also going to have a Flamin' Hot sort of Cheetos Flamin' Hot, where if you take that, it makes you move a lot faster. It's sort of an accelerator. And then there's Cheetle paper towels that you can put across the neighborhood to create some mischief. And the Cheetle, creates sort of an orange, really interesting visual. And so there's a number of these different ways that you can play around, create some mischief in the neighborhood, interact and compete against other players, and earn points towards this opportunity to vote for your dead flavor.
Yeah, very cool. So what wider opportunities do you see for your other brands in
Yeah.
the metaverse?
Yeah, as I think about all the ways that we bring experiences, branded experiences to people, we've done that in the past in a lot of different ways. Thinking about how those experiences could live in a metaverse environment, I think is really exciting. So I'll give you two examples. One is with Doritos. So we did a Netflix partnership this past year with Stranger Things 4, and we created a concert called Live from the Upside Down. And there's a whole backstory. A bunch of bands from the 80s got lost in the Upside Down in 1986, and we put on a concert. That would have been a much different, more immersive experience if we were able to do that in a metaverse environment, considering all the characters and what happens in the Upside Down. So that's one example. Another for Lay's is, we're really trying to bring people closer to the whole farm to bag experience. So there's a lot of really exciting work going on with our potato growers, and how we bring the product to life from the potato in the ground very quickly over a couple of days to the product that you buy in the store. Being able to show that and bring people closer to that whole sort of farm to bag experience is something that I think is another area we'd love to explore in a metaverse environment. So those are the types of things I think you'll start to see down the road. Big plans, but
I think you're absolutely right. Bringing brands and brand stories to life. There's such an opportunity there. I've recently worked with a whiskey brand, for example, and they're able to. It's all well and good trying to buy a bottle of whiskey, you drink it, but now you can put VR goggles on, and it takes you to the Highlands in Scotland, and you see where the water is coming from and how the whiskey is made. And I could see something similar when you talk about from farm to the product. So yeah,
I love it.
yeah, and then I guess the challenge is making anything that you can eat real in the metaverse, right?
Yes, that is definitely a challenge. I think we've been talking a lot about how you do food in the metaverse, but there's brand experiences, but then, I do think there's also, as people are in these environments, they will need to eat in real life. So providing ways that, the right syncing up the right time and the experience for when you should be eating, making products that actually facilitate and packages that facilitate people being in these experiences for an extended amount of time, I think there's a real opportunity there that we're just, starting to think about.
Yeah, and I think other brands are playing with this as well. Coca-Cola launched
Yeah.
a new flavor in the metaverse. I know that McDonald's they're building physical places in the metaverse, and then hopefully, while you hang out in the virtual world, you can have your cheeseburger delivered to you. And
Exactly.
I guess the same applies
Yeah.
to you, right?
Yes, exactly. So partnerships and e-delivery opportunities, and again, even just solutions that you've stocked up in your pantry, but the eating experience lends itself, to wearing the headset or being in the environment. I think that's really exciting.
Yeah, and you in the beginning when you talked about what the metaverse was, you talked about the immersive experience, but also you mentioned that you can own things. Do
Yes.
you I guess you refer to Web3,
Yeah.
NFTs. Is
Yes.
this something that is on your horizon as well?
It is. It won't be part of Chesterville, but it is definitely something that we are exploring, and you'll probably hear more from soon. So I'd be happy to talk about that in the future.
Yeah. So what particular opportunities do you think is there?
Well, there's a lot of there are a lot of aspects of our brands that have value. So, as an example, the finding specific shapes of Cheetos as one example, but there's others where you see people really excited about a particular product that they find or a brand asset, and there's conversation online about it, and sometimes people are selling things on eBay, and you start to see that there's value attached to some of our branded assets. So taking some of that thinking and bringing it into more of an NFT environment where people can own those assets, in the metaverse and online. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, but there's a lot to figure out, and so we'll test our way in.
Yeah, interesting. We've seen the Taco Bell entering the NFT space, so it will be very interesting to see.
Yeah.
What do you see as some of the biggest challenges or roadblocks that maybe you as a business or we as society need to overcome to really make this metaverse
Yeah.
real for everyone?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole unknown is the biggest challenge. Is that, it's there's so much excitement, and I think we're all trying to get in there and there's and be there. But what that's going to look like over time, again, I think we can all have a vision, but it's not necessarily. It's going to depend on people's behavior and how it evolves over time. And once different generations start getting in, what is that going to look like? And so I think that's an exciting challenge, but I think it means that we have to be very intentional and thoughtful about what we take away from every experience and how we make sure that we're still delivering the quality that people expect from our brands when it's no longer a physical environment, when the food's not there. Can we still be delivering for Cheetos fans what they expect from Cheetos? I think we can, but we'll learn.
Yeah, super interesting. What when you look at the whole world of marketing then and brand
Yeah.
engagement, what other technologies do you keep a close eye on other than the metaverse and Web3 that we talked about?
Yeah, something that we spend a lot of time on. We're very close to Snap and camera technology and AR. I think there's so many interesting things happening in that space. So I think that's really exciting. We did a really interesting program around the Super Bowl this year where we debuted a music video with Megan Thee Stallion on Doritos and Cheetos chips. So you scanned the chip and you could only play the video on one of our chips. So the way that that's an example of how we're starting to think about technology delivering brand value and delivering experiences that only we can provide to people. So I think more opportunities like that will give our fans exclusive experiences that they can't find other places.
Yeah, that's super cool. Looking into the future then, what are some of your, I asked this all my guests, what your biggest fears and biggest hopes for the future? So what are your biggest fears for the future?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest fears, I guess, is that we can't deliver. We can't deliver to the standards that we want to deliver once we get to a world where everyone's in a digital environment and it's all fan based, and you don't want to lose too much. I don't want to say control, but we want to make sure that everything we deliver on behalf of our brands is at a certain level, a certain standard. Our fans have very high expectations, and so my fear is that would be if we lose our ability to deliver that. So I'm hopeful that we can still, as Metaverse and Web3 advance, that we're still able to deliver the same brand value and experiences that people expect from their favorite brands.
Very good. And what are your biggest hopes for the future?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that we are going to be in a world where we can experience things we couldn't before because of this technology. I was on my daughter's quest recently, and I was running away from a T-Rex, and I was like, this is, it's just, obviously you can't experience that in real life, but there are a lot of things that I think are going to make our lives richer because we're going to be able to see them in a really immersive way that we would never have been able to. So I'm very hopeful of what that will unlock.
Yeah, I agree. My hope is that it will make it actually more human rather than less
Yeah.
human, and
Well
the
said.
fact that things will become more immersive will hopefully make them more real, and it will blend the difference between the digital and the real world. So lots of
Yes,
opportunities
very
there.
well said. I agree.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. Anyone who ever wants to re-listen to this, head to my YouTube channel or my podcast, where you can watch hundreds of other super interesting conversations like this one. Thank you so much, Stacy, for your time today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.